The return of joy. Once upon a time, there was a wonderful forest. So many animals and birds lived happily in the forest. The trees, the birds, the animals, the river, and even the sun. They all had a friendly relationship. They all look after each other like a family. One day, a man came to visit the forest. His eyes widened in surprise, looking at the astonishing beauty of the forest. He felt so relaxed and peaceful, listening to the birds singing and animals playing around happily. He felt like Mother Nature is giving him a hug with warm hands. He thought to build a house and settle there with his family. The very next day, he started to cut the trees to make a free space and some timber to build his house. The animals were frightened and ran away due to the noise coming from the axe cutting the trees and the cracking sound of the falling trees. The sun and the clouds felt angry on the man. At the same time, they also felt sorry by looking at their tall, friendly trees falling to the ground. The birds cried as they lost their eggs and nests built on top of tall trees. They felt helpless. They wept and left the place, looking for some other tree for shelter. The animals and birds feared the man. The man disturbed the calmness, harmony, and beauty of the forest in just one day. He cut so many trees day by day to make more free space around his house for his children to play. He put fence around the big space surrounding his house to block the animals. With so much efforts, the man finished building his house in 3 months' time. There was no tree and animals around him. He moved in with this family. The sun was so angry on the man. At the start of the summer season, it shined so bright and hot on his house. The man started to feel so hot inside his house. The clouds over the forest refused to rain around his house. The area around his house was dried up. He hated to live in that house. One fine morning, the man started to think why this was all happening. The forest was not like this when he first arrived. It was like a heaven. Why is it like a hell now? Suddenly, he remembered his teacher's words. We need more trees to get rain. He realized his fault, that he cut and cleared so many trees to build his house. He then started to think, how can I fix this? The very next day, he planted a lot of new tree saplings. He watered them daily and removed weeds around them. Within next 3 months, the trees grown up to his height. He heard the birds singing again, sitting on of the trees he planted. In next 3 months, the animals once again happily started to play and roam around his house behind the tree cover. He then heard the sound of water droplets falling from sky. He came out of his house to see the wonderful scene. It's raining! It's raining! He shouted happily. The sun and the clouds smiled at him. He got endless joy. He loved the nature forever from then on.